Okay, a topic that works throughout high school is domain and range. And students often have a little bit of trouble with this, and that's okay. We're going to go over it. So we're going to go over it by looking at graphs, because I think that's when it gets the hardest. So with your domain, you have to think X. What values of X are possible? Range, you have to think Y. So let's look at domain first. Our domain starts here with an X value of 2, right? This ordered pair here is 2 and 20. And as we keep going, our last value for X is this value up here, which is 10 and 100. Now, all of these values in here, they exist, and that just means we'll be able to grab an X at any value that's between 2 and 10. But that is all that we include. There are no X values down here. There are no X values up here. So our range starts at 2, and then every single point we come down, we're able to get one. So it's been between 2 and 10. So to show that, you would start with the smallest value, 2, is less than or equal to X, which is less than or equal to 10. Once you've stated your domain, then X can be any real number between those 2 points. So to show that, you say X, E, R. So when I usually describe that to kids, I always say this is just a funny looking E, and it just means belongs to. Then when it's your Y values, your Y value starts at 20, and then it keeps going and ends at 100. Same idea with X. All the Y values between 20 and 100 exist, because every single one of these points on this line has an ordered pair, which includes a Y value. So if we want to say that, we would say 20 is less than or equal to Y, which is less than or equal to 100, and then Y can be anything. So Y could be any value in between 20 and 100. So that's the domain and range for this graph. Looking at a vertical line, with a vertical line, if you look at domain, thinking X, any point here, and doesn't matter where we pick, every single point here has an X value of 5. So if you wrote down this ordered pair here, that's 5 and 6. This one here is 5 and 4, 5 and 2. Down here, 5 and -2. And we can keep going. So here, no matter where you are on this line, X equals 5. So that is our domain. X is nothing but 5. So we don't have to add on anything else. That's just it. For your range, and I'm just going to assume based on this that this line is going forever in each direction. Our range, if this value is going on forever, we'll always be able to get a Y value. And if we're going on forever in this direction, we'll always be able to get a Y value. So Y is not limited. Y belongs to all real numbers. It can be anything. So that's always with a vertical line. X will just equal the value, and Y can be anything. Looking at the domain and range of a continuous graph with a negative slope, not that that matters, but if we're going through this and going to do that same idea with domain think X, range think Y, if I look at my X values along this line, right, it starts by looking, it's between 10 and whatever value we're here, but it is going on, this line is going on forever. So what we can do is keep grabbing X values, right? We have ordered pairs all along this line, and we'll have X values at each of those pairs. So here, X can be anything, right? Any real number. With your Y values, it's the same idea. If you're looking at the line, you might want to say it's between 10 and, what was that, -1. But because this line continues to go, we'll always get a Y value. So Y can be anything. Finishing off with a couple quadratics, one opening up, one opening down. So with your domain in the first one, a lot of students want to just pick your x-intercepts and say, okay, my domain is in between those two numbers. But it's not, because every point on this line, you can figure out the x value. Every point on this side, you can figure out the x value. Because this line is going on forever in each direction, it keeps continuing. We can figure out the x value at this point. We can figure out the x value at this point. So this one for your domain, x can be anything. Your range is a little bit different, because your range for your y values start at -1, and then your graph just increases. Oh, sorry again. So your range here doesn't want to like me right now. Down my pen, your range is going to be greater than -1, and then we'll go from there. So let's see if I can just get back there quickly, and if not, I'm very sorry. Any day. Try and cut that video so that you don't have to sit through this part, because I'm sure it's painful. Okay, so we just said for this first one that x can be anything, and your range, so that's for domain, and your range has to be greater than -1. So your y values have to be greater than or equal to -1, but once we've said that, then y can be anything. So y belongs to all real numbers. For this last graph, our x values, it's going to be the same idea. Again, don't be tempted to just write the x values between this, because this line is going on forever, so you'll be able to pick an x value off even as you extend it in either direction. So your domain here still is x belongs to all real numbers, but your range, right, we don't have anything for y above 7, right? There's no values up here. We only have values below 7, and then your graph continues forever. So here y is less than or equal to +7. Once you state that, then you can say y belongs to all real numbers. As always, I hope you found this helpful, and if you did, please subscribe. If there's any other video I can do for you, just let me know, and thanks for watching.